Hello, Canada, and anyone else from wherever you are. There's been a lot of talk on the emergency measures inquiry about a plan, and I looked at the documents, and they keep referring to them in the hearings, but they only look at little pieces of them, and supposedly now they're looking at the unredacted version, but at first they were looking at the redacted version. And I thought it'd be interesting to look at the two documents and what they like to redact. So this is this one is obviously scanned, and this is the unredacted version. It was scanned by a machine that doesn't even have good tracking. So this is called January 29th, Freedom Convoy, Canada Unity. This is their operational plan. So, as you can see, there's a few pages missing from the redacted version, and the appendixes are all missing. So the page numbers are out of whack. So, but they go for situation. Okay, so SIS, OPS, SIS. So it's not OPS, comma, SIS. They're not two different divisions. This is Ottawa Police Services, Security Information Section. Security Intelligence Section. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So that's what that is. But they decided to blank that out in the initial redacted version. So I guess they don't want you to know that Ontario Police Services has a intelligence section. Although it's already been known through the hearings that they do have an intelligence section. So I guess that's why they're allowing this document to be shown. So this has been shown also in the hearings, but it was initially blacked out that the movement relies on cellular phones to communicate with each other. As such, the area bandwidth of local carriers will be inundated, and communications within the convoy may be impaired by this. This may also affect area residents, law enforcement, as well as assisting agencies. So this is interesting. So they didn't want you to know that by several people using their cell phones all at the same time might actually affect law enforcement communications. So that's interesting. Okay, so then, and I would, if anybody wants to, the plan keeps getting talked about, but they don't give you a good enough view of what the plan actually is, and I found it very frustrating. So anyway, so I looked up these documents and found them. They are called, you can look them up as, this one is called OPP 404262. It's a January 29th operational plan, and you can find that in the document list on their website. I'll put a link down below. And the other one, that's the redacted one, is 3531. Same document, just with the redactions. You can find them both on the document dump. Okay, so then where else do they got blocked out here? Government I guess there's some edits between these two documents, subtle edits. So yeah, because the genesis of the protest, I don't see that line on this one. The genesis of the event. this event. It's a little bit different wording, so it's a different version of the document. So they wanted to block out OSINT, which is another sort of operational services intelligent something in team. Again, they just want to is revealing. That's that there that is blacked out. They don't want you to know that Ontario Ottawa police have intelligence services. So, okay, so again, OPS Security Intelligence section, and it's blacked out on this version. Okay, so anyway, again, I would recommend anybody to read through this. It's not, I don't find it to be a particularly good plan, even though it seems to be the only plan they had. Okay, so, talking about where the National Center, RC, oh, Jesus. Anyway, this is their base operations office where everybody coalesces and gathers for meetings and supposed to be for sharing information and everything else. That's their base. NCRCC is referred to several times. So let's see what else they've got blacked out here. So mission objective. Okay, execution, yes, is completely blacked out. Mobilize the required staff and services to facilitate a safe arrival, gathering, rally, and egress of all participants involved in this event. The event will commence on Friday, the 28th of January. Current intelligence is not clear of the duration of the event. This plan will address the first 2 days of operation and is adaptable so that it can continue into additional dates. The concept of operations addresses 3 main risks: traffic management, public safety due to crowd movements, density, and public disorder. Multiple OPS sections will be engaged in supporting this plan, and they will be assigned to specific tasks like traffic details, crowd management, police liaison, neighborhood resource, quick response, evidence gathering, crowd observation, tactical operation, OPS, public order. Okay, those are the goons. Public order units are the guys that get dressed up in the riot gear. Handoff team, which is the ones that go in and arrest and then hand off to other minions at the back. And I don't know what CBRNE is at this moment. Jurisdictional responsibilities does not change for any agency under this plan. For example, PPS, which is Parliamentary Police Services, maintains responsibility for Parliamentary Precinct. OPP is responsible for 400 series highways, which is because they had talked about closing off ramps, and that is under OPP jurisdiction. RCMP is responsible for a parliamentary Gatineau and SQ. I'm not sure, are responsible for areas. So Quebec services are responsible, and OPS is responsible for all City of Ottawa property. Public order units from Ontario Municipal Service will form part of the public order component. Response under the command of the incident commander. So, and then their assignments will be consistent with OPS mission statement objectives and the commander's intent throughout the event period. The event will commence Friday the 28th of January. Current intelligence is not clear on the duration of the event. This plan will address the first 2 days of operations and is adaptable so that it can continue into additional dates. Well, it's hilarious because they really didn't. All the way along, every single one of these idiots on the stand keeps claiming. So it's obviously it's a narrative that they've been told. No, we didn't foresee the protest happening past the weekend. This is their mantra over and over again. This is all they could foresee. Oh, well, even some of them went to say that had the intelligence that Morris was an OPP intelligence collector, very involved from early in January, and he knew, they all knew. There was, I knew. How did anybody not know that the protesters had claimed we are not leaving until the mandates are lifted? That was their mantra. Now this mantra from all these OPS people are saying, "Oh no, we thought they would all leave after the weekend. We didn't foresee that they would stay and dig in past the weekend." It's amazing. It's just unbelievably amazing. They're all sitting up there lying their asses off. Okay, so here we go. So here's another big blacked out section. Excuse my rant. Let's see if we can even line it up with the other. Okay, stage 2, stage 3. So stage 3, egress. It's expected they will leave at different times that potentially into egress will continue for extended period. Reassessed and okay. Well, we'll figure this out as we go along. There was no contingency plan for anyone staying past the weekend. They thought most people would leave after the weekend. There'd be a few stragglers, and they would clear them out in the first few days of the next week. So, as in Monday, the fourth, fifth, and sixth, they figured it would all be done. Okay, so it looks like they've blacked out zones of operation, and there really isn't, so this is just all this, the zones of operation, all blacked out, all blacked out. Why? There's nothing seriously, well, I guess it's operational, maybe at the time, say, okay, so ingress routes, Highway 417 onto Kent Street and northbound Kent Street. They're not even, I don't think there's anything in here that should be redacted. It's kind of silly. They're just talking about the zones of operation. They're not even saying what they want to do or block it off at this point. They also said there was nothing legal in their toolbox to block anything off. There was no intelligence all the way across Canada that anyone was being violent, or there was no troubles. There was no unlawful activity all the way across Canada. There were OPP and these OPP intelligence, which was called the Hendon Report, was produced almost daily at this point. Another interesting point was these people, especially in the intelligence agency or the intelligence section of the OPS, was not even aware of these reports. Bell was who became chief, was deputy chief at the time, and he wasn't even aware of them until the 27th of January, even though he was in the know-how to be able to get these documents. And he was one of the worst ones to saying, "Oh yeah, it ends slowly. Oh, it's gonna all end after the weekend." So, okay, so then we got operational periods. What did they block out here? QRT, EGT, and COT. Okay, COT. That would be interesting to investigate. What's COT? Obviously, it's something they don't want us to know about. Another section, another covert operations team. That would be my guess. That, yeah, that's probably it. Okay, so let's see what else they redacted. Towed vehicles, OPS. Sorry. Towed vehicles. Decisions to remove towed vehicles by the site commander. Contracted towing. Okay, so they didn't want us to know who their contracting towing company is, because they probably refused to work with them until they were forced to. Oh, this is interesting. So, contingency plans. Initial response to social disorder orders. Okay, QRT is quick response team. So they're going to send in the QRT if there was people not obeying their, including non-criminal offenses, anti-public health. Okay, so if you weren't wearing your mask, they're going to send in the QRT at you. Okay, but then they also said that they weren't going to be doing that. They called it the no broken windows. So if somebody's doing something that's fairly benign or not worth arresting at the time, because it might flare a crowd, then they would gather evidence and then investigate and try and do an arrest later. So I don't know why they would be talking about sending in QRTs. So in the event of mass arrests by PPS, oh, so that's the parliamentary police. Oh my God, unbelievable. Like as if the parliamentary police. So I guess, oh, maybe they were thinking that, yeah, because we're going to do a January 6th insurrection equivalent in Canada and storm the parliament buildings. So maybe the parliamentary police would be having mass arrests. Okay. Count, you know, they want to phase out incident commander for no good particular reason. So, what else is blacked out? Roles and responsibility. Okay, so RCMP, UCC, also known as RCC. Okay, so they blocked out the address of the NCRCC. That's interesting. They didn't want you to show up at that address. Covered by designated. Okay, so identify incident operations chief, operations critical incident commander. Okay, traffic manager. They didn't want you to know that the traffic manager was at the NCRCC. Well, it's not really blacked out. It's only grayed out for no good particular reason. I don't know why. Let's see. What do we got here blacked out? Provide crowd observation teams. All blacked out. Crowd observation teams will be made up of members whose current duties require that they work in plainclothes capacity. These members will provide a level of surveillance and observation for the purposes of collecting intelligence and information that can be disseminated to the NCRCC. In addition, they may be tasked with keeping track of suspicious persons until a uniformed member can coordinate and approach and contact crowd observers. Oh, and contact. That should have been a pre-read at the end of that. Crowd observers will only break cover and engage in an incident where there are exigent circumstances involving grievous bodily harm or death. In those cases, they will be required to have their firearm available to protect members of the public when required. Therefore, crowd observers are to have their firearm concealed on their persons and other use of force options at their discretion. Gun markings and challenge words can be found in Appendix F. Okay, so again, the appendixes are not attached to the redacted version. Under the direction of Criminal Intelligence Branch Director, crowd observation team leads shall review and understand the expectations for the crowd observation teams during Freedom Convoy event, brief and deploy members on Freedom Convoy event, ensure that members have a concealed firearm available, remain in communication with the assigned teams on the ground, maintaining operational awareness of their activities, coordinate the movement of resources as directed by an incident commander, ensuring his or her responsibility are adequately staffed and monitored, ensure that the incident commander is provided situational awareness of incidents and crowd dynamics in a timely fashion to facilitate informed decision making at a strategic level. Oh, yeah. Blah. Ensure adequate resources. Provide information, follow-up debriefs. Okay, where are we? Okay, so now it's not blacked out anymore. Okay, so, they didn't have any intelligence of anything being violent. They already said that all the way across Canada, everybody was lawful, peaceful, safe, secure, not a problem. So why would they be talking about having concealed weapons, that they thought that there could be a possibility for something to go untoward, that they would need to have crowd observers armed and with concealed weapons. Okay, interesting. Oh, Jesus, anything else here? Air support. Really? Air support. Okay. Oh, drones. Right. They did have drones running around. Okay. The OPP will have aircraft deployed, actively monitoring the convoy and rally at counter demonstrations. The aircraft will have air support. Let's shoot. I lost the. Not scrolling together here. Air support. I don't see air support on this. Drones. Oh, okay, then there's drones. Drones. Okay, trying to see what they blocked out here. Saturday. Right under event briefing for daily shift at Central Gym, they blocked out all event traffic. And okay, 10. Oh, this one's different. 800 hours plans Wellington. This one says 1000 Wellington traffic plan. So they didn't want you to know when they were meeting, even though the times have changed on these two different documents. But anyway, okay, so let's see, is anything else blocked out? Coordinating instructions, TBC, plan coordinating. Okay, so drones, federal legislation, instant. Okay, you have a restricted airspace, flying over personnel, active roadways. Okay. Oh, Appendix H. This says something different. Sighting a UAV must be reported immediately. So if you weren't with the RCs or with the police, your drone. Oh, I did see somebody's drone got shot down. I can't remember when that was. It was somewhere towards the end, probably about the 17th ish or something, or 18th, when they started to bring in the goons. Somebody had a drone that was quite high up, and I think it got just shot down or something, or somehow it got slammed against a building and it crashed. So I don't think it was one of the OPS's ones. I think it was a civilian drone. one of the streamers trying to get a good shot. But anyway, okay, so they blacked out command staff. Let's see, what did I miss here? Fuck, administration. Four point 4.55 down rooms. Oh, down rooms. Okay, so they didn't want you to know where their down rooms were. At City Hall, War Museum, and NAC Elgin Street. Okay, mobile logistics support. So, and then command and control. Anyway, there is a bit of variation between these two documents, different versions, I guess. So, oh, arrest procedures. Let's see, arrest procedures. If immediate public safety is not at risk, no arrest should be made without prior approval. In the event of continued arrest, the members of the handoff team's HOT team will assess grounds for arrest, ensure proper documentation, and grounds for arrest and processing. Assume continued custody. Oh, yeah. Continued custody. Does that mean dropping them off at the edge of town in -20 without proper gear? Sometimes without their wallets or phones or winter jackets because they pulled them out of a vehicle. Gather the necessary evidence, continue investigation, escort the person to the nearest arrest vehicle. Yeah. Jesus. Oh, Appendix G. Okay, so Special 3, they wanted to block out for no good reason. That's just a team number. Okay, so in this table, they're blocked out. Oh, I guess, yeah, they don't want their phone numbers. Okay, fair enough. Oh, there's some phone numbers. Unredacted. There's some unredacted phone numbers. Fly at it. Yahoo. Because we're the Yahoos. Okay. Yeah, so there's some unredacted phone numbers. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Appendixes, da da da. Okay. What page are we on here? Appendix E attached as a separate document. Okay. This is. Haven't looked at this before. Okay. Appendix F. High visibility hat, sash, pistol sticker, ops covert gun markings. Covert gun markings. Oh my cripes. Okay. Prisoner processing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't say drop them off at the edge of town in the freezing cold. There's been no one to answer for this. So far, they have denied any knowledge of that. Okay. Let's see, who signed off on this? February 18th. I can't make out. I don't know who those signatures are. God only knows. Okay, so that's that. If you want to peruse those documents, they are there. Again, it's OPP 403531. It's called January 29th Operational Plan. And the unredacted one is OPP 404262. They refer to these documents, this one in particular, several times in the hearings, and they are found in this database here of all these documents, which are just unbelievable. They have overwhelmed us with just a ton of stuff. This search thing doesn't work really well. You can't seem to search on the document number. If you narrow it down and just say OPP, yeah, you can find all the OPP documents that are listed. I believe they're adding to them every day. There was some new documents added even today. But the entire database is full of a bunch of stuff that's, some of it's not even relevant. But anyway, like if you want to look at this, it's just, here's documents from 2019. Lots of stuff that's, it's all mixed up with some documents that might be relevant, some that aren't. God help anybody that wants to go through every single one of these documents and find the treasures. It's phenomenal because it's huge. It's just huge. There's no... and I've tried the search up here. It doesn't help. It goes on for pages and pages and pages. It does seem to be in alphabetical order. Maybe they got that part, but it's huge. And most of these comms, like, again, from 2020. Okay, how relevant are documents from 2020? And you have to look through all of these, like, they don't give you any. What's the description? There's no description here. You have to look at every single one of these and see if they're relevant. Oh, great. Okay. You know, that's a picture of somebody that removed their wheels so they wouldn't get towed because they're a little sucker and they could get towed really easily. Okay, so give you know, okay. You get the drift. Fly at it if you're willing. It's overwhelming. And that, I'm sure, is part of the plan. Just overwhelm. There's no way in hell that any one person could go through all of this stuff and form a proper opinion. There's just way too much information. Anyway, okay, I'll cut it off now for that. That's the end of that. Okay, thanks for joining. Peace out.